NFL mock drafts serve a couple different purposes. One, we get to play out a few different scenarios. Two, we can piss off an entire fan base in less than 10 minutes, and we're doing it right now. What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's doing well out there. Welcome to our mock draft 2.0 here for the 2020 NFL Draft. We're going to have some fun here with this one. Now, just before we start, just remember, we're playing out different scenarios in this mock draft. It's bound to happen. Somebody's going to hate the pick that I have for their team. But if I did the same picks every single week, it would get boring. We're trying to look at different strategies to see what fits and how it actually flows through the entire first round. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Once again, a reminder, our draft guide is for sale for pre-order on our website. If you're looking for some fantasy football information, that's where you need to go, link down below in the description. But for now, we're going 1 to 32 NFL mock draft 2.0. All right, kicking it off, number 1, no change here. It's still Joe Burrow. He really has no reason to be dropped down as of yet. If anything, Tua is just closing the gap, especially if we can see him healthy prior to the draft. But as of right now, still Joe Burrow. Number 2, out of Ohio State, going to the Washington Redskins. I still have them taking Chase Young. There's a lot of rumors that they could go Tua also. I just don't see it as of yet. Give him the athletic freak on the defensive side of the football, Chase Young. Number 3, the Detroit Lions out of Clemson. I can't really give him a position. He is a defensive player. He's a hybrid defensive player that can play all over the field. Isaiah Simmons showed it at the Combine. Definitely fills some needs for the Detroit Lions. Number 4, the New York Giants. I have them taking offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs out of Iowa. Now, a lot of people do not like that we have offensive linemen going to the New York Giants, but they drafted Daniel Jones. They have Saquon Barkley. They have some weapons on the outside. They have Evan Ingram. We really need to start protecting some of these assets. Tristan Wirfs fills a need for them, and I have him going right there, 4th overall. Number 5, the first pick for the Miami Dolphins, and we're going to rebuild the offense here for the Miami Dolphins in this draft. In this pick, number 5, this is where we have Tua out of Alabama. He's going to be the quarterback of the future. I'm looking for them to re-sign Fitzpatrick to a 1-year deal, let Tua sit for a year, and then take over the reins next season. Number 6, the Los Angeles Chargers. Now no more Phillip Rivers, who is their quarterback of the future. With Tua and Joe Burrow off the board, we're going with Justin Herbert, quarterback out of Oregon. He's a big quarterback that really can fill a need and that they can build around here in the coming years. Number 7, the Carolina Panthers have Derek Brown, an interior defensive lineman, and if the Panthers struggled anywhere last season, it's stopping the run. This is definitely going to help that with Derek Brown. Number 8, Arizona Cardinals. This to me really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, to be completely honest, but I think this is where they're going to be going. It's CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver out of Oklahoma. He reunites with Kyler Murray. He fits the offensive, profile perfect for Cliff Kingsbury, and honestly, he's the best wide receiver in this draft, in my opinion. Number 9, Jacksonville Jaguars, Jeff Okudah, cornerback out of Ohio State. They lost Jalen Ramsey, a true shutdown corner. Now they get the opportunity to replace him. Jeff Okudah, the best defensive back in this draft, have him going 9th overall to the Jaguars. Number 10, the Cleveland Browns. They have a few needs, but really, it's the offensive line first and foremost, and why not take Mekhi Becton? The guy is the size of a skyscraper out of Louisville. Definitely fills a need for them, and he can step in and start week 1. Got him going 10th overall to the Cleveland Browns. Number 11, the Jets. Also going to go offensive lineman here. They could not get any resemblance of a run game last year with Le'Veon Bell. They're going to try to get some help here this year. Jedrick Wills, offensive tackle out of Alabama, is where we're going right now to the New York Jets. That's where they really need to start focusing on. We know they have Sam Darnold already. Do they keep Robbie Anderson or not? There's some question marks there, but they need to fix it up front. They're going to start offensive tackle here, Jedrick Wills. Next up, the Las Vegas Raiders. Where are they going to go? They need somebody to catch balls in Las Vegas, and I know that sounds weird to say because, never mind. But we're going Jerry Jeudy here, wide receiver out of Alabama. Also, probably the most polished route runner in this draft. Definitely fills one of the biggest, if not the biggest, need for the Las Vegas Raiders. Number 13, the Indianapolis Colts. T.Y. Hilton can't stay healthy, right? They need a wide receiver here also, and this draft is absolutely stocked at the wide receiver position. We're going Henry Ruggs, the speedster out of Alabama, and yes, if you're keeping track at home, that's 3 straight guys from Alabama, but Henry Ruggs, he's a burner. He's a Deshaun Jackson-esque type wide receiver, and he could really fill a few roles there for the Indianapolis Colts. He can slide outside, he can play in the slot, and really give him that extra added weapon, especially if they add a veteran quarterback in free agency. What about 14th overall, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? They need help in the secondary, and C.J. Henderson, defensive back out of Florida, is where I have him going. He's not a sexy pick. He's not a fun pick. Does Jameis Winston return? We know that they have a lot of options on offense. Let's start fixing the defensive side in the passing game because they're pretty solid stopping the run. So we're going to go C.J. Henderson there to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Number 15, the Denver Broncos. They have a few needs also. They could have gone wide receiver here, but let's protect Drew Lock. And once again, offensive linemen, they're not sexy. But if you have a young quarterback that you really want to build around, why not protect him? Andrew Thomas, offensive tackle out of Georgia, is who I have going to Denver at 15. Number 16, the Atlanta Falcons. It's not a sexy pick either, but they need some pressure off of the edge, so I have them taking edge rusher Clavon Chason out of LSU. Now, a lot of people want to see a running back go here. However, this early in the draft at 16th overall is still too early for me. I look for them to fill that role a little bit later in the draft. Number 17, the Dallas Cowboys. No more Byron Jones. They need to replace a safety. Xavier McKinney, safety out of Alabama, is who I have going 17th overall. Arguably the best safety in the draft. A lot of people want to put Grant Delpit up there with him. Right now, Xavier McKinney is the guy. Number 18, the second pick for the Miami Dolphins. And remember, we're rebuilding the offense, so why not take arguably the best running back in the draft here? Jonathan Taylor, running back out of Louisville, broke almost every college football record imaginable. And now we're going to start putting some butts in the seats in Miami with Tua, with Jonathan Taylor. Give him a nice young nucleus. Start selling some more tickets and getting some excitement for Miami here because they haven't had it in a long time. Number 19 overall, the Las Vegas Raiders, once again, their second pick here. And now they're going linebacker Patrick Queen out of LSU, a versatile, quick linebacker that can play sideline to sideline and really help out the Raiders defense. Number 20, the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going Javon Kinlaw, interior defensive lineman out of South Carolina. The once vaunted defense here of the Jacksonville Jaguars is no longer. They need to start to rebuild it. What happens on the offensive side of the football? That's a question. But right now, Javon Kinlaw is too good to pass at this point of the draft. Got him going 20th overall to Jacksonville. 21, Philadelphia Eagles. They need people who can catch the football in Philadelphia. They need multiple people that can catch the football, but we can only draft one at a time. So I'm going to go with Jalen Reagor, wide receiver out of TCU, and I can hear the trolls now. They're down in the comment section. We don't like Jalen Reagor. You have him too high. I get it. A lot of people have no idea who this kid is, but he's a super athletic wide receiver that can not only play outside, but play in the slot. Dependent on the game plan, the flow of the game, whatever the game script is at the time, you can use this guy. He has game-breaking speed, a big play wide receiver that can play outside in the slot, fills multiple roles, got him going to Philadelphia. Number 22, the Buffalo Bills. They have some decent wide receiving options, right? Cole Beasley, John Brown. Let's give them that big wide receiver to, not only stretch the field, but help in the red zone. I'm going with Justin Jefferson, wide receiver out of LSU. He fills that void for them. Number 23, the New England Patriots. They need some pressure on the outside, right? The defense overall, for the most part, carried them first half of the season. A lot of free agency going on right now in New England, though. So A.J. Epinesa, edge rusher out of Iowa. That's who I have going right now to the New England Patriots. Number 24, the New Orleans Saints. I mean, there's not too many years left for Drew Brees, right? So why not give him another offensive weapon? We already know they have Alvin Kamara. They have Michael Thomas. Let's give him another big-bodied wide receiver to go out there and make plays and put up points. T. Higgins, wide receiver out of Clemson, going 24th overall to the New Orleans Saints. Number 25, the Minnesota Vikings. Now, they were torched through the air at times last year. Xavier Rhodes was not what he used to be. So let's give them one of the top defensive backs here in the draft. Jeff Gladney, cornerback out of TCU, could fill that role there for the Minnesota Vikings. Number 26, the Miami Dolphins, their third pick of the first round. We're going to reach a little bit. This is going to cause a little bit of controversy, but we're going wide receiver, and we're going Denzel Mims. This guy's hype is out of control right now, maybe a little bit too high. In my opinion, this is a little bit too early, but now we have Tua. We have Jonathan Taylor and one of the most hyped athletic wide receivers in this draft of Denzel Mims. It's a new offense there in Miami, and like I said, it's going to start putting butts in the seats, right? They're going to start selling some tickets because it may take a few years for these guys to actually gel together. Number 27, the Seattle Seahawks. I have Grant Delpit, safety out of LSU, going here. There's a few different ways the Seahawks could go. One way that would not surprise me is if they really try to find a way to fill the role on the edge, get them a little bit more of a pass rush. As of right now, I don't see anybody on the board that really jumps out, so why not fill that void at safety? Go after Grant Delpit, arguably one of the best safeties in the draft. Number 28, the Baltimore Ravens are up next. I have them taking athletic linebacker Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. He should be good to go by the time the season starts. He's dealing with a minor injury now, but he definitely helps fill that role from the linebacker position. He can play sideline to sideline also. Definitely somebody who really fits well in that Baltimore defense. Number 29, Tennessee Titans, and this one's a little spicy. Maybe even a little bold, I could say. I'm going with J.K. Dobbins, running back out of Ohio State. But Jake, why? I think Derrick Henry is going back there, and I kind of think he may too. But however, it would not surprise me if they let Derrick Henry walk instead of paying him such a huge contract that they can't fill other needs. In my opinion, J.K. Dobbins could produce similar numbers to Derrick Henry in this offense. It's a great offensive line. Depending on what they do with quarterback going forward, it could save them a lot of money if they don't give it all to Derrick Henry. Number 30, the Green Bay Packers, bold once again. I'm going quarterback Jordan Love. Now, he is my number 4 rated quarterback, and is it ideal for him to go here to the Packers? Kind of, a little bit. He doesn't need to come in and start right away, which is great because he's going to take some time. Why not learn from Aaron Rodgers, take over the reins here in the future? And if you look with, the offense of a Matt LaFleur, could really start to utilize some of the strengths of Jordan Love down the road. So I have Jordan Love going here 30th overall to the Packers. Number 31, the San Francisco 49ers. A few different ways they could go here, but they have some age on the outside. Let's strengthen that secondary a little bit. And Christian Fulton, defensive back out of LSU, this is actually kind of a drop for him. He's kind of projected to go a little bit more towards the middle of the first. Here at the back half of the first round is great value for a defensive back for the San Francisco 49ers. Lastly, the Kansas City Chiefs, and why not continue the streak of being a little bit bold? This one, maybe because I want to see this happen, but I have running back DeAndre Swift out of Georgia going to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Damian Williams produced at times, but he's proven that he just can't stay healthy the entire season. Kareem Hunt did some great things in this offense, and DeAndre Swift could be the next version of that. I have him going 32nd overall to the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, there you have it. All 32 picks there in the first round. No trades here. We're not trying to get too crazy in this mock draft, but we're playing out a different scenario. In this one, we went heavy wide receiver, right? A lot of wide receivers, a lot of offense that went in this first round, but that's where this game is going. They see the likes of a Kansas City Chiefs, and a lot of teams are out there trying to load up on offensive weapons, and there's a lot of them available this year. Now, we're going to continue to do a few mock drafts leading up to the mock drafts where we'll kind of do different versions. However, in my opinion, this one is pretty intriguing, but I want to know your opinion. What do you think? Not just you hate or love the pick, but maybe you see players falling somewhere else. That's what I wanted to know. That's the conversation that I want to have back and forth with you. A lot of you guys that have been fans of these teams or followed these college teams may have a lot of information and wisdom on these players. I am by no means sitting here telling you that I know more than you do. Let's talk this out and let's have fun doing it. The NFL draft is one of the most exciting times of the preseason for the NFL. So let's discuss it. I'm looking forward to those conversations. Once again, our draft guide for fantasy football, it's available on the website. Go get the link down below. We greatly appreciate the support. You guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.